Hi, my name's Neil. Welcome to Recto for You. On today's episode, we're diving into part one of an exciting repair and restoration journey of a Macintosh SE 30. This iconic machine has seen better days, but I'm determined to bring it back to life, tackling the discoloration. Who knows what else we will uncover on the way. So grab a seat, grab a brew, grab a beer, or grab some Haribos, and without further ado, let's crack on. So before we dive into taking this machine apart and having a look at it, etc., I just wanted to talk a bit about this machine. Now, it's quite special and quite a sought after machine because it's a Macintosh SE 30. It was released in 1989 and it has a 60 megahertz Motorola 68030 CPU and supports up to 128 megabytes of RAM. So at the time, this machine was quite a powerhouse, and the machine was popular for its speed and expandability. Now, initial inspection on this, we can see by checking the exterior, etc., it is very yellow. You can see here how yellow this machine has gone. There's also some like stains or something up here. I don't know if it's blood and somebody's been murdered. I don't know. I think it's coffee. Well, I hope it's coffee anyway. But obviously that will all be cleaned off. But you can see here, Macintosh SE 30, assembled in Ireland, and it's a 240 volt version, which is absolutely excellent because a lot of these are 110. And it's got its buttons in place for the reset, which is another good thing. This has gone very faint here, the Macintosh SE 30. But another problem I can see straight away, I don't know whether you can view this on camera, is there is actually some screen burn on the screen. There's an image burnt onto the screen. So that screen will need to be taken out and replaced. What we're going to do in this video is take this machine apart. I've not looked at it. This is the first time. I bought it as spares repair as it is, and I just want to restore it back to how it should be and work in order. So today we're going to start by stripping this machine down. So without further ado, let's crack on. So as with most Macs of this style, you need this, which is the very long T15 screwdriver. But also you're going to need one of these as well for discharging the screen. It's just a wire, a crocodile clip, and a screwdriver. I don't think it's going to have any charge in it, but we'll just charge it anyway as a matter of safety. So let's just get this thing undone and have a look inside. So you can see inside, it's very dirty. There's a lot of dust, there's a lot of debris. There's actually a hard disk there, so that is quite exciting. Have a look. There's a Quantum SCSI hard drive in there, which is great. I love things with hard drives, and especially old stuff. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to discharge this screen, like I said. So to do that, we clip onto this earth here. Make sure it's clipped on safely. And then you have one hand behind your back, one hand in here. And just touch that contact. Same on the other side, and pop that out. Now you can see, is totally safe. Like I say, I didn't think there was any charge in there, like I said. So now what we're going to do, we're going to start stripping the machine down. Now we're going to remove this SCSI connector here. If you can see, it's just a standard power adapter. And we'll remove this cable. And then there's the floppy drive cable down here. And then the other half of the ID. And there's also a power connector here, which is very hard to get to. It's not the easiest to get to, is it? See if we can use my screwdriver. Press that tab in. And then pull that out. There you go. So that was a connector that feeds the main board with the voltage off the analog board there. So now we should be able to pull this board out. We have to take that SCSI cable out. Maybe not, maybe we can pull it. No, it does slide out. Again, we just need to flick that cable out somehow. So I'm just going to use my screwdriver like that to help pull that cable out. And there's the big old SCSI cable that will have a good clean as well. So now hopefully we can just slide the board out. Now you can see here, that's a board. There's a gold top 6030. Now them are worth quite a bit of money now, I think. There's a battery there, which doesn't seem to look like it's leaked. There's a lot of dust. There's 4 30-pin sims there. There's also 72-pin, looks like a 72-pin memory there, or whether that's for something else, I'm not quite sure. I've never seen one of these boards, it's the first time ever. But the board itself looks very good. It's like it just needs a good clean. Now these capacitors here, I probably will end up replacing these caps. So we're going to replace these capacitors here. But underneath as well, looks excellent. So I'm happy with that board. We'll put that to one side away. Next we'll take this board off here, which is the analog board, or basically the power board. So what I need is my screwdriver. The good thing about these Macs is once you've done one, they're all very similar built. So like the Macintosh Plus, etc., you actually get to know how to pull these apart because you've done the others. So again, we'll just pull these off here, these screws. Quite excited it's got a hard drive, because can you imagine what's on the hard drive when we get this going? It's going to be quite exciting if we get it going, but who knows. So I presume it needs, it's usually just those screws there that it needs. Yeah, it looks like it's the same. And then this analog board should come off. We need to just undo a few connections. There's a big one up here. There's also a little earth down here, you can see. God, it smells, this does. That one's to there. There's another connection here. And that one's for the floppy drive. So that one goes to the back of the screen. I'm hoping this should be ready to come out. I think it lifts out. There you go. So that is the analog board removed. I'm always dubious around these monitors, even though I've discharged it. So there is the analog board. It's rather dirty, but they look like the voltage regulators there. Now this seems to have a much better substantial power supply on it, which is good. We'll check out the caps, etc. We'll check out the fuses, if there is any fuses, and we'll give it a good clean off as well. So again, we'll put that to one side. So what we're left with now is this chassis and this screen. Like I say, I want to remove this screen because it has got screen burn. So for now, we're going to just get that out now. Because if we can just get these, all it should be is there's 4 torques there, and everything is this same torque, which is absolutely brilliant. So we're just going to put it this way up while I just undo those torques. And hopefully I've got another screen behind me in one of the scrap units I've got. I'm hoping it's going to be the same. I think it will be. I mean, that connector there is black as well. Do you see that? It looks like there's been an issue there with heat. So we need to check that out on the board. Maybe there's a loose connection. So let me just remove this little CRT. Look at that. Now, I don't know whether you can see the screen burn. Hopefully you can. It's these lines here, and there's some lines up there as well. But like I said about this pin, can you see that? That's a bit extra crispy by the looks of it. That's the main power for the screen. So we're going to put that to one side. Careful not to break it, because obviously the vacuum in it. And we now have just the chassis with the hard drive and obviously the floppy disk down there. Again, we're going to strip all this out because it all wants cleaning, and we're going to take this front off ready for retro brighting. So we'll just whip that front off. I think it's only a couple of screws left. And a couple down here. So there's the front panel. You can see all the debris and muck down there. It's a shame I can't get hold of another one of these that says the SE30, because that's a bit annoying how that has been literally almost scrubbed off. But that'll be ready to get washed and retro brighted. So we have basically the chassis here with the 2 hard drive and the floppy. Now I guess these are fastened underneath, which they are, because we're going to have to clean that floppy drive out. Well, you can see inside there, it is just literally pure filth. It's disgusting. So again, we'll just remove these screws from underneath. And there is the metal chassis, complete with muck. So when I said we were stripping this down, we're stripping it down to the bare bones. Again, we'll take these screws out and we'll remove the hard drive and we'll give it a clean off as well. I wonder what size it is. Should we guess, mate? That's just for the light, isn't it? A Quantum doesn't actually say what size it is, but it's a Pro drive. I guess 40S must be 40 megabyte. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Hopefully that's right. Big scuzzy drive. Now again, these were quite, like I said before, really good machines. We just removed the floppy. Ah, this is what I was telling you about muck in the floppy drive. Can you see all this? The whole machine is just pure mucky ridden machine. Let's just fetch it a bit closer so you can see what I'm seeing. I mean, there's just mounds of it here which you can pick off with probably with a pair of tweezers. Watch this. Look at this. Major dust bunnies. So that's going to be fun to clean. So here we are with the main board. Now I love seeing the gold top Motorola 6030. Look at that. Such a nice processor. Now this what I thought was a 72 pin SIM seems to be a ROM. It says a ROM Apple 512K SIM ROM. Now, I've never seen one before. It's a new one to me. Probably people watching this know what it is. No, these are 1 megabyte 30 pin SIMs. So we're just gonna pop these out, obviously, because we need to start cleaning this board up. So there's that SIM ROM. As you can see, it says there 512K SIM ROM. So that's a new one on me, and we'll just pop these ones out as well while we're at it. Again, it's just a simple matter of being very careful with these clips because they are very old and brittle. So you can see there, it is a 1 megabyte of RAM. So there's 4 meg in this machine. And like I said at the start, it can take up to 128 meg. Now I am got my ESD band on as normal, just so it was safe. We'll just get our old faithful brush. You can see a difference already, but that is a really good board. I'm quite actually happy with this, with the condition it's in. I mean, it's cleaned up lovely. I think the next thing we need to do is just get this battery out. Pop this little battery out. Now it is a 3.6 volt lithium. Now what do you reckon? Do you reckon this has got any power in it still? So let's just check it out. Negative to negative. Positive to positive, and it's got 1 volt in it, 1.13 volt. So we need to source another one of these. It has actually got a date of 1989, so it's done well on it. So we need to source one of them. I'm sure I can source one, or if anybody knows where to source one of these batteries, then let me know in the link below. So there's no corrosion around the battery contact. It all looks pretty nice and clean. So, just love that gold top. So I'm coughing from the dust. So I think the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get these capacitors removed here, because I've already don't seem to be showing signs of leaking. I know these are common for failing. So you can see there, all the caps are gone. It smells rather fishy, but at least they're off, and all the pads are intact as well. You can see from when I was cleaning them up. So we need to get those caps ordered so we can replace all these caps and obviously recap it, because looking at these, I've no idea. There's no markings on the top. So I'm going to have to look online to see what capacitors go where. I'm sure there's a diagram somewhere. For if anybody knows a link to the diagram, then please pop me a link down below so I can just go along there and order the right caps. I'll probably just order a full recap kit. So now we've done that, shall we just go along and have a look at the power board? Now I don't think there's much we can do with the power board at the moment. Obviously we'll do the necessities like reflowing the connectors, etc. This will need putting back in later. It's all come off lovely. It was a bit of a pig to get off, but we got there in the end. And obviously we need to reorder that battery as well. So far we need a battery and capacitors, and hopefully this should burst to life. Well, that's what I'm hoping anyway. So for now we're going to put this to one side and have a look at the analog board. So here it is, the massive analog board. Now what we're going to do first is just give it a good dust off again with a brush. this is obviously the part for running the CRT, and the power supply is here. So what I want to do is I just want to have a look at the back. Now it's just a matter of pushing these little plastic clips out here, just like so. So let's just get them removed. So now we can see the back of the board. Now we can see straight away that's that pin that's been burning. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go along and I'm going to reflow all these connectors, because these are prone for going because of the weight, and obviously that one is going because it's been getting hot because it's been basically flexing. So we're just going to quickly reflow them, and we're going to use proper leaded solder. I mean, do we recap this? There's only a few caps in there. Again, I'm going to check online and see if we can get the capacitor kits, because if I can, wire it's in pieces, I might as well recap it, because there's literally only about 10 caps on this board at this side, so that'd be really quick to change. That's about it we're going to do today. Like I say, it was just a mainly video to get it stripped down to see what we need. So I'm going to get the capacitors ordered, I'm going to get the battery ordered, and we're going to recap the board. Next time we're going to look at the floppy drive, clean that out, give it a good service, and then recap this analog board, maybe if I get the caps. I'm going to see what I can order online tonight. So I'll see you in the outro. So thanks for joining me on this first part of my adventure of this SE30 restoration. Now next time we're going to crack on with getting the recapping done, cleaning of the floppy drive, and also hopefully in the next few weeks I'll be able to rectify the shell, so hopefully that should come out a lot cleaner. Now don't forget to comment down below, even if it's hello, and also don't forget to hit the like button because it helps me a lot with the channel. Now, down below is a link to my YouTube buddies that got likes of Captain Commodore, 8-Bit Retro Refix, Joseph, to name but a few. They all do great things. While I've got you all here, down below is a link to the Discord where you can come along and have a chat with us all. I hope I haven't upset any of the recapping police when I took these caps off, because everybody has different methods of doing this. I did start to use hot tweezers, but I found they weren't working too well on this board, so I resorted to the hot air method, which I've used many times before. Now I know some people do snip them off, but that's not for me. But some people twist them off. That definitely isn't for me. So I just thought I'd mention that anyway, because there's bound to be some comments down below on that. So that's it for now. I shall see you next time on Retro for You. See you soon, guys. Bye.